Tropical Storm Irene that came in, and it did a lot of damage to the facility here. When it came in, of course, we had tons, millions of pounds of silt and gravel that were all over the place. We had fish that had swam out of the pools. A lot of our buildings were not destroyed, but they were flooded, and a lot of the equipment and stuff that we stored in there was destroyed because of that. A year later, we've done a lot of cleanup here. We started out with most of our crew. We had to do a lot of moving of dirt. We had to try to get the fish that were loose put back into the pools. They had calculated, I think it was close to 15 or 16 million pounds of sand and silt that had to be moved out. We've had already one rehabilitation project along our stream bank on the end of our property. They restored that so that we wouldn't lose any more if we did have another flood.
Hurricane Irene was a sobering experience to the citizens of Vermont and certainly to the employees of Fish and Wildlife Service. It was a traumatic event that's caused us to reevaluate our priorities, to reevaluate what we do and how we do it. But most importantly, it's been a wake-up call that if you do smart fish and wildlife conservation, if you do effective and efficient fish passage, you will preclude significant property damage, loss of life, and other kinds of destruction in extreme flood events.
They had undersized culverts there, and those culverts washed out and did, in some cases, damage to the roads that was in the neighborhood of $250,000. So for a small, maybe 30% more than the cost of what they had put in there that was undersized, they could have put in a fish-friendly culvert and saved themselves $250,000 and a lot of trouble. Well, it turns out the Fish and Wildlife Service and the U.S. Forest Service had both installed what we call fish-friendly culverts in that area, and they survived. A fish-friendly culvert is a culvert that doesn't restrict the river. It doesn't hold back big water flows in a flood and the stuff that goes with a big water flow, which is sediment and wood, trees, debris, stuff like that. If all of that can pass down a river, so can the fish. When people find that out, then it starts to make sense that they want to work in the fish-friendly realm.
The ramifications of Tropical Storm Irene went significantly beyond just extensive property damage, loss of life, and loss of revenue and economic benefit for the citizens of Vermont. Based upon the tragedy at White River National Fish Hatchery and virtually the loss of all Atlantic salmon destined for the Atlantic Salmon Restoration Program, the service, in consultation and collaboration with our partners, made a hard decision to terminate the Atlantic Salmon Propagation Program.
It does open up the hatchery to be able to start looking at other things that we might be able to deal with, other fish that we may be able to restore, and those discussions are already undergoing right now with our state partners. You know, we're looking forward to the future. I'm certainly looking to see, hopefully everything back together, but even improvements, and probably we'll be able to tweak things, make things better. We'll be able to probably do more as a result of it. So, I'm really optimistic about the future, especially for this facility here.